students, thank you for joining. We want to continue with our part. We are sorry we bring them in bits so that we don't get confused. That's why we bring them in bits. So let's look at mirrors inclined at certain angles. We want to calculate the number of images formed when the mirrors are inclined at certain angles, when two mirrors are inclined at certain angles. Number of image n equals to 360 divided by theta, that is the angle, then minus 1. First divide 360 by the angle, then the answer you subtract 1. For instance, if the angle between the mirrors is 90 degrees, then to get the number of images, it will be 360 divided by 90. When you divide 360 by 90, you will get 4. Then you subtract 1 from it, you will get 3. You continue working out up to the last one, up to when you're seeing 15. Down here we have a calculation. Two plane mirrors are inclined at an angle of 50 degrees to one another. Find the number of images formed by these mirrors. So our angle theta is 50 degrees. You're seeing there they said 36. It's supposed to be 360 over theta minus 1. Our theta is 50, therefore 360 divided by 50, what do you get on your calculator? Minus 1. Then the answer becomes 7.2 minus 1, which is 6.2, which is approximately equal to 6 images. Then you try out this one and see whether you get 45 degrees. This one is asking for the angle of inclination. So there now you have to make theta the subject. Then we have a diagram here trying to show the image formed in two plane mirrors inclined at 90 degrees. So here the easiest way to construct this, you get a compass, you draw a reasonable circle. Then at the radius or at the center, you draw the mirrors going to the other side and then the other side. You make sure that they are making an angle of 90. Then you put an object O at one of the sides, facing the mirror facing the object. The two sides of the mirrors facing the object. So when rays come from that object, they reach the first mirror M1, then they are reflected back. We have our first image that is formed as a result of that first reflection. Then we have a second image here, also formed as a result of the second reflection. Because this object, when you place it here, it is reflected by both mirrors, mirror 1 and mirror M2. That's why you're seeing this image here and then this image here. So there is a possibility, this one is catering for the possibility that, assuming these rays, we draw rays also going this side. So this is how the image will appear when they are reflected. Then also we shall have another one that results from the multiple reflections, that is reflection at mirror 1 and reflection at mirror 2. That one is I11. So that now from our calculation, you remember we said there are 3 images formed when the mirrors are inclined at 90 degrees, that is the diagram. Then we have also parallel mirrors. When mirrors are placed in parallel, that is there is no angle of inclination, they form what we call very many images, or we call it an infinite number of images. That is how it is drawn. You place the object in the middle, then we have the first reflection. Immediately when you look through the first mirror, you'll observe an image here, I1. Then when you look through this one, you observe an image, I2. Then if we go by I2, you'll see first reflection will take place on mirror 2, then it is traced backwards, it goes to mirror 1, it is reflected back. Each reflection results into a what? An image. So that is for mirrors in a parallel direction. Then we have rotation of reflected ray by rotating the mirror. When we rotate the mirror, the reflected ray will rotate. Therefore, the angle of reflection has to be affected. So when the mirror is rotated through any angle, the reflected ray will rotate through any angle to theta. So therefore, when a mirror or the angle of rotation of the mirror is say 60 degrees Celsius. It is not 60 degrees Celsius, but it's 60 degrees. So to get the angle of reflection after the mirror has rotated, it will be 2 times 60. So as you're seeing here, we have, if the mirror rotates through 20 degrees, so to get the angle and how many degrees do a reflected ray rotate, we use 2 times the angle, which is 2 times 20, which becomes 40. So when you look at that, here we are trying to explain or trying to prove where it comes from. We can check the deviation d1, that is before rotation, is got by angle BOA prime. BOA prime. We already approved there, which is 2G. Then deviation produced by mirror in position 2. So we have that since the reflected ray rotates through angle theta, remember angle theta, remember in mathematics we have those angles because we have theta here, mirror M1, MM, you have M2, M0. Those angles are vertically opposite angles. So here if we have theta, even this side between these mirrors shall have what? Theta. That's why we have theta there. Now that one gives us our glancing, our angle of deviation after the rotation.